If you're having trouble getting through, just write that number down, 1-800-239-4000. You can also mail us a check at APT, P.O. Box 55803, Birmingham, Alabama 35255. Whether you write your check or give us a call, make that contribution tonight so that we can bring you great television for the entire year.
What a fabulous concert. From 1994, the Three Tenors concert at Dodger Stadium, and we're reliving this fabulous moment here with these three wonderful guys, and hope you're enjoying this at your house. I'm Judy Stone. I work for APT, and we're just doing a small interruption here in this great Three Tenors concert to ask for your support of the television you're enjoying right now. As a matter of fact, this program that you're enjoying was made possible by 30,000 Alabama families and individuals who are currently members of APT, who sent in their hard-earned dollars to make sure that APT has the greatest programs possible to bring to you throughout the state of Alabama. So if you'd like to be part of this and make sure it continues in the future, we sure want to take you up on that. If you make a pledge at the $120 level, you can receive the CD version of this program you're enjoying right now, or the VHS tape of this concert. Your choice when you make a pledge of $120 to Alabama Public Television. And you are making sure that programs like this continue on APT when you do so. And I can't tell you how much we appreciate it, and how much the 30,000 current members of APT appreciate your joining them. You do that when you call 1-800-815-8180, and no one at APT is more excited about this pledge drive doing well than Bob Corley, our development director. And Bob, we're doing well, aren't we?
We are, Judy. It's a great response we're having from not just this program, but all the programs we've had on during the pledge drive and throughout the year. The question we need to ask you is, how do you pass on your particular values to your children or the people around you? Well, obviously one way is the way you act in your home. The activities you're involved in with your community, possibly through your church activities, your civic groups. You can show what you do and pass on those values to your children. Well, you can also do that with television. We talk about the influence that television has on our lives and on our children. Well, with public television, you can select what you view it with your children and your family, and elect to pass on the values that you hold dear. Music is just one example. Now, I will sit down with my children and watch some of my favorite performers. We've had several James Taylor concerts on Alabama Public Television, and Paul Simon, a couple of my favorite performers. Well, Pavarotti, Domingo, and Carreras have become favorites of mine also, with their renditions of classics and modern musical favorites. And when you sit down with your kids, you can pass on your musical values, but not just your musical values. Just your appreciation for other cultures and other lands and other viewpoints. They're here on public television. Now, the music you've been watching and appreciating over the last few moments, the Three Tenors concert, that can be yours to have and appreciate and pass on, well, for years to come, the VHS or the CD of the program you've been watching, available to you for a $120 pledge to Alabama Public Television. So it's not just the program that you can sit down and watch within this small time frame, but you can have this program to keep in your home and use again and again. So pass on values to your children, the ones that you have come to appreciate and the ones that you want them to have, by sitting down and watching public television with your family. How do you do it? You just reach over, turn on the dial, see what's on public TV, and we'll go from there. Call right now, 1-800-815-8180.
As Bob says, television is a powerful, powerful medium. And what better use to put this television instrument to than to bring all of you, the Three Tenors, in concert. Carreras, Domingo, and Pavarotti. What a beautiful concert, beautiful sound, because we are now in stereo 24 hours a day on Alabama Public Television. So we certainly hope you're enjoying this concert. As Bob said, to have this in your home library forever, you can actually get the CD of the concert or the VHS tape for a pledge of $120. Making sure that the powerful influence of television is used to the very best possible purpose with great programs. And that's what it all comes down to, are the programs one by one that fill up the APT schedule and mean something to you and your family. You support all of these when you call 1-800-815-8180.
It happens every day. It doesn't stop when you reach a certain age. We're all of us learning, even now. You see something in a person's face and see all they struggle to learn. It could be we are here solely to remind each other what must not be missed or ignored, but celebrated. When do we stop learning? Maybe never.
In Chinese medicine, that the body has to move.
There are artists on public television that would be inaccessible to me were it not for the medium of television, and public television in particular. We're talking visual artists, painters, sculptors. We're talking performance artists, dance, music like you're watching here tonight. I mean all genres of music, not just the great classical music that we're seeing in some of the operatic performances, but Austin City Limits and Glenn Miller programs. And Lawrence Welk is a type of music that you can only find on public television because it serves an audience that appreciates that kind of music. Artists of all types and all genres, all mediums, are available on public television that I would not be able to see these and experience this were it not for public TV. I couldn't go to Dodger Stadium and watch that concert. I'm not able to go out to Austin and watch the taping of Austin City Limits, so I wish I could. I'm not able to appreciate a performance in person, but I can through public television. And you can too. Through the generosity of your friends and neighbors, those programs are here on public TV. Join them right now with your contribution. 1-800-815-8180.
Actually, just a couple of tickets for your family to go to one event per year is the equivalent of this $120 pledge that we are suggesting you might want to make to APT, particularly if you'd like to have the VHS copy of this program or the CD, the compact disc of the program. Again, any amount that you pledge to Alabama Public Television is so important because it takes all of us working together to make this great asset renew itself every year. As we begin this fiscal year, and this is the first pledge drive of the fiscal year, we know that you are going to be very much on target as we meet our $2 million goal again this year. We appreciate the support that has come in, and we are asking those of you who've not become a member, please do that right now. You can never get tired of this concert. It is wonderful. We hope you're enjoying it as much as we are here in the studio in Montgomery. And if you are enjoying this concert, we'd sure like to hear from you right now. By calling the number on your screen and making a pledge to Alabama Public Television, you secure the future of programs like this on APT. Make sure that great music will be available to you and your family in the years to come. In the year to come specifically, because that's what we're concentrating on, is the program bill for the next year. The program you're watching tonight, it's paid for. And it was paid for by your friends and neighbors across the state who are now asking you, through me, to join them, to contribute whatever you can to the future programs here at APT. It is a joyous thing to watch this concert. It's inspiring. It's just makes you feel good, and you hate for the music to ever end. Well, as a matter of fact, there's a way the music won't end. If you make a pledge of $120, the CD of this concert or the VHS videotape of it, either one, your choice. You can request either of those as you make your pledge of support to APT. So we'd love to hear from you right now. These phones are music to our ears, and we could hear a few more rings, as a matter of fact. It wouldn't be bad at all. So call us right now. We're going back to the program in just a moment to Dodger Stadium. But also joining me, Bob Corley, who is our development director at APT and who is very much on top of the pledges and how things are looking, and we're very, very pleased.
Very happy to hear the phone calls and hear the comments and just to be here and witness the response that we're having to all the programs we have on APT. And there's a difference between commercial and public television that I'm sure you find obvious, but it does bear repeating. Commercial television has a lot of good things on it, but it is just that commercial television. It is there to serve, well, an advertiser looks for demographics. If they want to sell cars and women 35 to 50 are the primary deciders of the car buying in a family, well, they'll have a program that finds that audience and they put their advertising on, and you're in fact charged for that advertising when you go out and buy an automobile or buy dental floss or shoes or whatever, furniture or clothes. You pay for that advertising, even though the television seems to be free. Public television is not here to serve an advertiser. It's not here to serve a demographic so that we can sell you something else. The only thing we wish to sell you is the content of the program that you happen to be watching at that time. This program is a case in point. Now, it would be great for an advertiser to get this audience for a specific product and come on now with a minute or 30-minute and a half and try to sell you something, but that's not what we're here to do. We're here to sell you on the idea that public television is valuable, that the content of the program is valuable. This is as close to an advertisement as you're going to get. Your pledge supports all the programming on APT. So a $120 pledge right now helps us buy the programs that we will put on the air for the next year. That $120 can also get you a VHS or a CD of the program you've been watching so you can keep it in your home all year long. A direct connection to the content of the programming. That's what viewers like and appreciate. Call us with your pledge right now.
Do you ever find yourself saying, so much to do, so little time? That's sort of something we all have to deal with, I think. But, you know, the APT Viewer Guide is a wonderful way to make the most of your time because you can be very selective about your viewing. Your viewing of great quality programs on Alabama Public Television, because whereas you may not have time to view all the programs you're interested in, you can certainly make plans to tape the programs and watch them later or enjoy them over a number of times, share them with other family members. The APT Viewer Guide is an award-winning document, a print publication. We're very proud of it, and we hope this is a good reason that you'd like to be a member of APT, as well as supporting programs like the Three Tenors program you're watching right now. For whatever reason, we hope you are right now calling to make your pledge of support to APT to support programs you like right here. 1-800-815-8180.
Advertisers have one thing in mind. They want to influence your buying behavior, either to buy a specific product or to change your mind and influence you about how you feel about a product or company. Well, APT wants to influence you also. What we want to show you is that the diversity and the wealth of things that you have seen on public television merely scratch the surface of what's out there. And what we really want to encourage you to do is to look at the world in a grander perspective, a broader view. Whether it's music and encouraging you to look at other types of music, whether it is other lifestyles, whether it is other countries, other cultures, it's here on public television. We want you to explore the world. And one way to do that, quite frankly, is to turn off the television and get out there and look. Now, what other television program or message encourages you to turn off the TV and get out there? Read a book. Go see a play. Go buy a CD and listen to it. Get out and walk around your neighborhood and talk to your friends and neighbors out there. Go to your church. Go to your civic club. Go to your school and participate in your PTA. Public television encourages you through television to participate in your life and the lives of the people around you. Well, that's different from commercial television. That's what we're trying to sell you, on the idea that the world's a fascinating place to live in. There's a lot to see, and you need to get out there and see it. But before you go, how about calling the 800 number so that this wealth of programs can continue throughout the year? It's very simple. The process is take about a minute and a half to make your pledge to APT. And you do that by calling 800-815-8180.
Let's talk about pledge drives for just a moment, like why we have them. Well, it is truly an American way to support public television. There's no other country in the world that does it quite like this. And it probably started because when we first started public television in this country, it was not completely government funded. And today, it certainly is not government funded. We've always depended on viewer support. And that's why every public television station in the country right now, this week, is doing the very same thing, reaching out to viewers, asking for your approval of what's going on here, your input about what's going on, and your commitment to support the programs that you enjoy. So it's a very much an interactive kind of funding device here. We're very proud of that because viewer support has always been critical to APT meeting its mission of service. We hope you're part of that by being a member right now. These guys are the best. Carreras, Domingo, Pavarotti, right here on Alabama Public Television. We hope you're enjoying this concert maybe for a second, third, fourth time, whatever. You might want to just go ahead and make it a permanent fixture in your video or CD library by, of course, making a contribution to APT. For a pledge of $120, we'd love to send you your choice of the VHS tape of the concert or the CD, and you'll be able to enjoy it for years to come. Of course, the point of this pledge drive, the point of this week-long opportunity to come into your home between programs and in the middle of programs as well, is to remind you of how important you are to the future of Alabama Public Television. It's very literally in your hands, and so we're asking those of you who are currently members to please renew your pledges, and those of you who are not, join the team. We really do need your participation to join the 30,000 Alabama families and individuals who currently belong to APT. We would very much like to have your phone call right now. This is music to our ears. In between the three tenors, of course. We would very much like to hear from you, and we thank those of you who've been loyal supporters and members for years and years and years. And there are many of you out there. And no one knows that better than Bob Corley, our development director, who gets to talk to, we all get to talk to many of our members throughout each and every week, and we enjoy that.
It's great fun to listen to a member when they're calling you and asking you a question about something that you can answer or pass on through our viewer services where all the answers lie. The call we'd like to receive right now is your call saying, I enjoy this program, I saw it a year or two ago, and I want to pledge my support to APT or continue my support with a renewal or make an additional gift to Alabama Public Television. This extravaganza, you can imagine the expense it took to put this on. Now, we're not just talking expenses of bringing people in, the orchestra, the setup, the lights, the videotaping, the editing. And when we get the program, then it has to be broadcast. We do some advertising to let you know it's there. We put it in the viewer guide. Hopefully you're receiving the viewer guide. If you're a member, you're receiving that viewer guide. All this to say that television can be a very expensive medium, but frankly, I don't think you're as concerned about expense as you are about quality. If the quality is there at a time that you can sit down and watch and enjoy it, then you will appreciate it and respond in kind with the pledge of support. Judy mentioned the VHS or the CD of this great program, and it can be yours with your pledge of $120. You can make that Visa Master Discover card. The phone operators will take down all the information, including the expiration date of your card. But whatever amount you wish to pledge for the enjoyment you're receiving right now through this concert, make that call right now and pledge your support. We're waiting to listen and hear from you. Tell us what your favorite shows are other than the specials, and we'll jot those down and pass those on the programming. But call right now, 1-800-815-8180.
We definitely want to hear your input and what you think about the programs on APT. And the amount of your pledge certainly is up to you. We do have some suggested levels of giving. And during this program, one that you might be particularly interested in is the Patron level, a $120 pledge, and that's only the equivalent of $10 a month. And for that, we would be happy to send you a copy of the VHS tape of this program or the compact disc, so you can enjoy it for years to come. There are so many reasons to be a partner with APT because it does good things for our state, good things for our communities, good things for our families, and individually, we all learn and benefit from that. So think about it, give us a call, make your pledge of support, become part of the team. It is very important. In fact, it is the centerpiece of our existence here at APT. 1-800-815-8180.
You want to play a game with me? Well, I want to play a game. Put this letter in. There's a K. Oh, letter K!
You are a critical part of Alabama Public Television's success each year. You provide about $2 million of support that we turn around and send right back to you in the form of high-quality programs. So yes, you are very important APT, but I'll be honest, there is a segment of our viewership that is even more important, the children that watch Alabama Public Television. My children and your children watch APT. We've embarked on a partnership with other public TV stations and with the Public Broadcasting Service nationally called Ready to Learn. All day long, up to 5:30 or 6 o'clock in the evening, children's programming on APT. It serves from preschool all the way up through 13, 14, 15, or if you're like me, you like to watch some of those programs like Bill Nye the Science Guy, Wishbone, and Kraft's Creatures. Programming on APT, children's programming on APT, serves our youngest viewers and treats them not as consumers, but as little people who will be making up their minds about what they're going to do in the world, how they're going to treat people, what they want to do with their lives. And we hope APT can help influence them in a positive fashion, not just with ABCs and 1, 2, 3s, though we can certainly do that, with also showing other cultures and other ideas that we can be exposed to provide some diversity in our perspective. It's here on Alabama Public Television for one reason and one reason only, to provide you and your family with the best viewing possible. That's the bottom line. So yes, you are critical as a member to APT, very critical. Call right now, 1-800-815-8180.
And speaking of children, I have a new granddaughter who I can't wait to watch her learn things from public television. She's not quite old enough yet, but all of us enjoy watching children learn, and as Bob said, that is a very high priority here at Alabama Public Television. So your dollars go to support all the great programs here, including children's programs on APT, when you pledge right now. We're going to go back to the three tenors in just a moment. Remember, you can charge your pledge, and that also makes your dollars go to work for APT immediately, and that's wonderful for all of us. Now, think about it. If you haven't become a member, we're trying to remove all the reasons why you can't be a member and all the reasons why you should, to remind you of those right now. Public television programming is here because of your support. And we appreciate your viewership, but we really appreciate those of you who help us get the job done in buying these great programs. Carreras, Domingo, and Pavarotti, we hope will have other great concerts in the years to come, and we certainly want to be able to purchase those to share with you. So call us right now, 1-800-815-8180.
This is PBS.
It just doesn't get better than this, does it? What a wonderful concert. Just the very best voices, the very best tenors there are available to hear. We hope you are enjoying this at your house. And we also hope you're motivated to say, I'm going to become more committed to APT. I've decided right now I'm going to send in a contribution to Alabama Public Television. Well, that's music to our ears. When these phones ring, we know that's exactly what you're doing at your end of the line, that you're making a decision there, talking it over with the family about making a pledge to APT. And we appreciate the phone calls that are coming in, the response to this concert, and we are getting a number of $120 pledges. As you will remember, that is the amount of pledge we ask that you make in order to get the thank you gift of the VHS tape of the concert or the CD of the concert, which you can enjoy for a very long time. And we hope you'll enjoy your membership to Alabama Public Television all year long, as a matter of fact, because great programs will continue coming your way, but you'll know then that you're part of making that happen. The APT Viewer Guide also comes into your home each and every month as a member of APT, and that's another wonderful reason to become a member, to be part of this team. I'm Judy Stone. I work for APT, as does Bob Corley, our development director. We're here in Montgomery, and we're so excited to be getting your phone calls.
Judy, there are a couple of misconceptions about public television that we need to clear up as often as we can. One is who watches a certain program on APT. All of us, Judy, myself, Mike, the folks who host the pledge drive on a recurring basis, we're constantly pleasantly surprised at the variety of people who come up and say, I watched the Three Tenors, or I watched Are You Being Served, or I watched Red Dwarf, or I enjoy Austin City Limits. it runs the gamut. I mean, it is across the board, the type of audience that public television programs will support and attract. The other misconception is that when you pay a monthly cable bill, you write out that $25 or $35 or $45, that some of that money actually comes back to public television. That is a misconception. I hope it's not too popular, but it is definitely not so. Alabama Public TV or public television stations throughout the country receive none of the revenue that you pay for your monthly cable bill. Now, I'm not encouraging you not to pay your monthly cable bill. It provides a very valuable service, particularly in those areas where the signals are hard to get. But we receive no revenue from cable service, so don't think that you've paid your cable bill and in some fashion have helped pay the public television programming bills. That's not the case. That's why we come into your home a couple of 3 times a year. Really only about 2 or 3% of our broadcast time is used up with pledge drives, and suggest, hey, you've enjoyed the programs, whether it's 3 Tenors or Austin City Limits or Are You Being Served or The News Hour or For the Record, Discovering Alabama, or we could go on. Whatever program you watched and enjoyed, now's the time to consider making a pledge to public television, to continue that support, to show us that you enjoy the program and how much you enjoy the program. And whether it's $30 or $300, that's not the important part. The important part is just to make the commitment of becoming a member of APT. So let's do away with that misconception. One, who watches public television? Everybody watches public television. Do we receive some of your cable bills? Certainly not. Give us a call right now and pledge your support. 1-800-815-8180.
And the level of giving is certainly up to you. We have a number of categories that we suggest. You can make up your own category. That's wonderful with us. The $100 patron category is, of course, the one that we suggest if you'd like a copy of the VHS tape of the concert or the compact disc of the concert. We'd ask that you pledge at that level. Any amount that you want to pledge is wonderful. Just think about what it would cost if you attended such a special concert as the one at Dodger Stadium that we're enjoying right now. There's the plane trip, ticket for the family, not to mention the ticket, the hotel rooms. It's a very expensive proposition. And remember that you're watching it here in the comfort of your own home with wonderful audio because of our stereo audio capabilities at Alabama Public Television. We'd just like to ask you to support that to some extent so that we can continue to bring you great musical performance programs and all the other things that you enjoy on APT. We do that when you call 1-800-815-8180.
We're the 1996-97 UAB cheerleaders. Go Blazers!
The University of Alabama at Birmingham is proud to support Alabama Public Television.
UAB! UAB! Pledge to support APT!
Stand up for quality. Stand up for APT. Make your pledge now.
We want to thank the UAB cheerleaders for that nice message, and we also want to remind you that APT is very much a team sport as well. We've actually asked you to imagine all of our current members walking into Legion Field, filling it up because 30,000 families could fill up Legion Field. Imagine yourself on the 50-yard line of the field and all these people are looking at you and saying, would you please get on the team with us? Well, that's why I'm here. I'm kind of their voice, asking you to join them in producing this wonderful 365-day, 24-hour-a-day schedule that benefits all of us in Alabama. Programs, yes, like the 3 Tenors that we're enjoying right now, but college credit courses are also on, programs for teachers that they use in kindergarten through 12th grade classrooms, children's programs that really improve their ability to enter school ready to learn, programs in essence that make a difference in all of our lives because they're providing learning opportunities for all of us. There's a lot of wonderful things here to support, but we really need you to pick up the phone and make some of this music, right?
Well, if you're one of those folks who have helped provide the money to help make this music on public television, the APT staff thanks you very much for your support. You've helped buy this great lineup of program that you've been watching all year long. If you are not a member of APT, we want you to consider being that. Whether you imagine yourself on the 50-yard line at Legion Field with 30,000 families basically yelling at you to support public television or not, that's one way to envision it. The other way to envision it is consider if your friends or your neighbors who contribute did not contribute. Well, what would happen to public television? Well, that's not something we want to think about. What we want to consider is how much more we can provide with increased support. 30,000 families, well, there are a lot more out there that we would like to convince to contribute to APT. If you're currently a contributor and want to renew right now or add an additional gift, thank you very much. Go ahead and do that with this phone number. If you are not a member, become one right now. 800-815-8180.
And you may have some stamps and an envelope, a pen, a checkbook handy there. You may want to just send in your contribution to Alabama Public Television and not call us at all. That's perfectly fine with us. I would like to give you that address. It's Post Office Box 55803, Birmingham 35255. Whether you call it in right now or mail in a check, we are delighted to hear from you. We are counting on your partnership in the year to come here at Alabama Public Television. And now back to the three tenors. These guys are wonderful. Hope you're enjoying this great concert. We certainly are. You can't really ever get tired of this concert. And that reminds me, if you'd like to make a pledge to Alabama Public Television at the $120 level, we would love to send you either the VHS copy of this concert or the compact disc, your choice, so that you can truly enjoy this whenever you feel like it, whenever you need a smile on your face. And that's what these three tenors do. They make us feel good. Well, television in general is a very powerful influence in all of our lives. It takes a lot of time, and we kind of give our time to it. The power in this situation is in your hands, because the power behind public television is the viewer power. Power through your financial contributions that make it possible for us to acquire these programs. In fact, as we've told you, we know where the best programs in the world are to put on public television in Alabama. We just can't buy them without your financial muscle. So that's why on-air pledge drives like this one are so important. First, to let you know how important you are, and secondly, to just downright ask you for your support. We'd like for you to call in right now and make your pledge to Alabama Public Television and to programming that you enjoy. And no one would like you to call more than Bob Corley, who's our development director.
Judy, tell me something. Just what is education? No, we don't have the next 2 weeks to discuss that. But what is education? Is it from 8 to 3 for 12 years? Spending from 8 in the morning to 3 in the afternoon in the building for 12 years? Is it spending 2, 3, 4 or more years on a campus, studying, working hard for a career choice? Or is it turning on the television and finding something on there that teaches you? Regardless of what age you are, all those are education. All those are part of education. What Alabama Public Television does, it does not let the education end when a student leaves a classroom. In fact, our television can be a classroom, whether it's college telecourses or the most used video resource of public school teachers and school teachers in the state of Alabama, K through 12. That is a vital resource that teachers have in their hands to augment what they do in the classroom, because that's where the learning really happens, when that teacher works with that student. Now, what better one-on-one work could you do in education than to work with your children? And you've got a video resource in the television set with Alabama Public Television. And if you're not home between 8 and 3, 4, or 5 o'clock to work with that part, there are primetime programs and weekend programs that are unparalleled in what they can help teach and learn. History, American Experience has none better. Current events, Frontline, the News Hour. For the record, music, can music be a learning experience? Unquestionably. Arts and music are very valuable in teaching not just motor skills, but recognition of patterns, thinking processes. Education does not end on public television. So, consider that education starts and ends when you click on your TV. Make that pledge of support to Alabama Public Television. Continue your education by turning on APT right now. 800-815-8180 is the number. Call it and make a pledge.
That's so true, Bob. Education is about unlocking potential, our own individual potentials. It's about inspiring us, and really inspiring us to do things like go to the library and check out books we had no idea we were interested in until we saw a program on public television. In fact, the Civil War series did very much that same thing, where Civil War sites around the country were visited in record numbers, bookstores sold more books about the Civil War, and libraries leased out or loaned more books about the Civil War than had ever happened before, all from a public television series that created a new interest in this era of our history. Well, public television is supposed to exist for this purpose, and it is not commercially viable. Therefore, that's why we're in your home right now, saying to you how important viewer support is, because that's how public television is funded in this country, and we're very glad of that. So, do your part, become a partner, and call 1-800-815-8180.
If we can just harness part of the enthusiasm from the Jacksonville State University cheerleading squad and get it from you over the phones right now with the pledge, then we'll be home free for this pledge drive, maybe for the rest of the year. We thank the Jacksonville State University cheering squad there for their support of public television and the great work they do on campus and all the games that they attend. We would like for you to become a cheerleader for public television, and you do it by picking up the phone and calling. It really is a team proposition. Now, these cheerleaders spend long hours before school ever starts in the summertime, and they continue with their training and their work throughout the school year, because it is a team effort. And to have a good team effort, you need dedication, hard work. That's what brings public television programs into your home. Dedication and hard work on the people that make the programs, and your dedication and your hard work and your enthusiasm for these programs. Because without your dollars, many of these programs just could not exist. Public television is just that, public television. And if you think a non-commercial channel is valuable to have on your dial, call and tell us with your pledge, 1-800-815-8180.
Because we're now in a 24-hour schedule on Alabama Public Television, the APT Viewer Guide is more important to you than it's ever been. We used to sign off after For the Record at 11:30 p.m., but now we have more programs on after that are very interesting to you. From 1 to 4 a.m. every morning, we have our K-12 APT Classroom. These are programs that teachers use throughout the year, in their school classrooms, to help them teach. It's a learning resource. There are a lot of wonderful programs on APT. The APT Viewer Guide is your key to finding out when those are on so you won't miss anything. This is yours when you become a member viewer of APT.